the ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hankook Tire.
Here we are with the safety car right on the Petronas Sepang International Circuit track. Of course, our official tyre distributor Hankook joining us here as we witness the MTCC 2026 Round 4 Race 1. You're joined with me, Erin Cheong.
And together with me, Adlan, thank you so much for all of you who's watching us live right now, all on our socials. Terima kasih banyak diucapkan kepada anda kerana sentiasa menyokong kami di Petronas Sepang International Circuit ini untuk Malaysia Touring Car Championship edisi tahun 2026, round number 4, race number 1. Awal tadi, earlier, this is actually our second coverage of the day. Earlier in the day, we have covered for the MTC as well as the MT2V LG categories.
Yes.
Apa lagi yang kita terlepas ni? What are we covering right now?
What are we covering right now? Right now we have the TP and the TP2 category. Now, of course, for TP and TP2, the standings are very much close, almost undisturbed. But we know anything can happen on the tracks.
Exactly.
It all comes down to what's going to be on the actions of the lines of today. We're going to see what's going to go on. There are going to be cars coming out real soon from the pit.
Yep.
But for now, we have something that we want to highlight to you guys. An event that will be happening
Of course.
end of October.
Of course. Kalau you all tak tahu lagi, if you guys do not know yet, please be known that something majestic and something great is happening at the end of October. That is the Grand Prix of Malaysia MotoGP happening down here, the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2026 at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. Tickets are selling like hotcake, like this car bonnet, very hot already. It is actually running out, guys, so make sure you guys do check out all of our socials as well as our website, sepangcircuit.com, for all the tickets for the Malaysian MotoGP. And we also have a very special tribune, which is the Hakim Danish Tribune.
Yes,
Nice.
Of course, our very own Malaysian racer as well. We have a specific spot for him on the main grandstand. So if you want to check that out and you want to know more information about how we can get more tickets, of course, we have for more support, do check out our social Sepang Circuit and our website as well. But coming back to today's race, I am very interested to see how Leon Koo will be out on the track today, because of course he's topping the charts for the past few rounds. But this is the final round. This is a big pressure for all of them.
Exactly, because when it comes to car racing specifically, you can never be too comfortable, Edwin. You can never be too relaxed within your own comfort zone, basically, because anything can happen, as what Erin was mentioning. Anything can happen here on the track, the sacred track of the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. So everything is all up for grabs as long as the cars perform to its ability and the drivers give it all out over here. We will know by the end of the day tomorrow who will be the ultimate champion of MTCC, specifically for this round for the TP and TP2 category.
Yes, it's not just all about acceleration, like I've just mentioned. It's not about the big track, it's not about the brakes, it's all about timing, it's all about the skills, and everything will be put into.
And it's also all about knowing what's happening on the track later on. Hence why we have two very capable gentlemen who's going to be commentating each and every single thing. If you want to know more about the race, you can actually, like send a message to Threads and whatnot. You can just ask the commentators, what is this car, what's it all about? They obviously would know the answer. I'm talking about Jeevan as well as Snake, you guys know, right? You know, right?
We will know the answer, or at least we can put you in touch with someone that will definitely give you all the information while we watch the race.
We are not on threats,
Yes.
just to make things clear.
We're just saying that we can get you in the direction of the right answer. That's the main thing. Well, welcome to the commentary box. It's now open for Race 1, TP2000 Round 4, MTCC 2026. It is the first of the big gun races, and this half-an-hour sprint race is going to start in roughly about 20 minutes from now, and there will be another one tomorrow. As Areen and Mio pointed out, it is the last round of the championship. Absolutely anything can happen, and as proof of that, the race that we just watched, which was the TP1600, anything did happen.
Yes, indeed. Out of nowhere, Ken Wu, Russell Tan picking up that victory. And I think that success would definitely give this field a lot of motivation coming into this penultimate race. And why not, Jeff? Especially being a turbo race where things could either go north or south in a split instant.
That's true.
You leave nothing to chance.
34 degrees on the track. That's how it's been all day. In fact, it's probably even a bit hotter than that. But very dry track. Could see some very fast times as well. These are the championship standings, Nick, after round 3. Leon Koo, as Areen pointed out, is way ahead. Can anyone catch him this week? Johnny Z, Arif Hanafia, Mohammed Hafiz, and Chang Chun Sang being the 4 drivers in the mix.
Yeah, Johnny Z has given himself a glimmer of hope with an outstanding performance in the 300-kilometer race, which he won. Before that, he was struggling, but now he's given himself a shot to win the championship. It's a slim shot, but it is still a shot.
So you can, as you can see, it's about 20 points between Leon and John, a little bit under that for between second and third. 15 points for win, 12 points for second. This is TP2. Cho Taek-seong is, wow, almost 40 points ahead of Kenurata. I think that's done and dusted, isn't it, Nick?
Yes, it's done and dusted. Cho Taek-seong is our champion for the TP2 2026 season. He's been pretty much hogging the podium simply because at the start, it was just him and Kenurata. And Ken did not participate in round 3. So that left Cho Taek-seong to pretty much wrap it up. But the interesting dynamic is that Lim Junji and Lim Yuhan, who are cousins, those guys made their debut and ended up winning the 300-kilometer last time out.
That's right. Now there is, of course, the A45.
This is Arif Hanafia from the TP category. Arif Hanafia currently in 3rd place in the overall standings.
Well, actually, currently he's in the pits, and I want to know why. He should be out on the grid by now, I would have thought. Maybe they're going to roll him up. Well, let's have a look back at what happened in round 3, which, as you said, there were 2 big wins in this endurance race. That's the same. Look at all the water. Look at the water on the end. So this is the exact bit of skidding already now, Bay Racing, at this point. So
round up is
you're not going to make up 7. We'll be able to tell you because the clock will stop.
The remainder of the
roads behind these cars up with the same race time. Scenes of glory from round 3 there. And that looks like Johnny Z's Scuba Racing Team 17. It is, isn't it? Yes, it is.
That's Johnny Z's Scuba Racing Volkswagen, which delivered him an outstanding performance. It was a masterclass, Jeff.
It was really good.
Masterclass in pitting, I would say, because he executed both those pits to perfection.
Well, we said this a little bit earlier in the day as well. That makes a huge difference to your output, no matter how fast your car is or what chassis it's riding in, or what kind of speed you can get around the corners. In the end, as Areen actually said earlier, the timing of how you execute your race is ever so important, and he did that very well in round 3. It's true.
As you can see, he's carrying some championship ballas as well.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, courtesy of that victory. Another big talking point from round 3 was, I think we spoke about Papaya Pay Racing and how they could have done better. simply because they were in the mix but dropped off towards the later stages of the race. They are still currently in the top 3. But perhaps we are expecting more from them, more from that A45.
I think there's a lot of wiggle room, as they say. There's a lot of room for improvement always with not just the 6 or 7 cars that we see coming out for TP2000, but within the teams themselves as to how fast they can get. For example, there's an R engineering team that is so dominant that's been, in the past seasons that you'd say that they are. I keep thinking of HMRT in my head. What I'm saying is that there's plenty of room you can get to become as efficient as that. For 5512 and R-Works and Bay Racing and Papaya Pay.
Agreed. And with regards to Arif, he's also new to this championship, so I think there's a lot of acclimatization that was needed.
Well, Johnny is on the move. He's now going past our commentary box. A lot of downforce in his car today. So they will, of course, continue on around. You can never go backwards on a racing track. So they'll continue around the circuit until they get to that safety car up on the grid. And it will be a standing start for this much smaller group.
Just looking at the qualifying times yesterday, it was Leon Koo who clocked the fastest time, 2:23.
Wow.
He came in ahead of Arif in second place. Arif clocked a 2:24, and John Z also on a 2:24.
That is huge.
Yeah, and
2:23 in qualifying, wow.
And for the TP2, it was Chiao in first place, 2:32, followed by Ken Urata, one of your favorites, and Lim Yuhan on a 2:35.
2:35 is fast for Ken, I gotta say. Well, looks like some of the engineers and technicians are already making their way off the grid. In fact, onto the grid. And as you can see, very sunny day.
I mean, Malaysia Independence Day coming up soon. There
That's
isn't
right.
a more apt picture in front of our screens.
Well, the flag could be trimmed a bit. I think I would put it, but it's very high up. But yes, Independence Day is coming up very soon, 31st of August. Going to be a lot of celebrations, as usual, around the country with that. And this is probably, I think, one of the first seasons ever where we're going to be wrapping up the season before Independence Day.
Yes, usually we'd have our
Around
300
September, yeah.
kilometer race in September. But because of the hectic scheduling in October, I think it's coming as a blessing in disguise to wrap up the season early, so the track could be ready for a host of other events happening.
And there are some very big events. Of course, there's the MotoGP coming up, F1 as well. So a busy half to the second half of the year.
And not forgetting the S1K, which closes out
Exactly, yeah.
the season, essentially.
There's probably no other race in the world that would put as much pressure on a track. That's basically 8 hours, right? 9 hours straight.
And us included, even in commentary box, we are here for almost 12 hours.
Ah, the good days. Right, well, as you can see, everyone is enjoying the sun. In other countries around the world, you enjoy the sun, and it's quite pleasant. Here, you can enjoy the sun for about 15 minutes before you have to go inside or seek medical attention. Some of the cars are already back on, finding their way precisely to their very small grid. I said that's the important thing to note here. They have a lot of racing lines that are available to them when you've only got 6 cars on the grid, or 7. But reliability will be a factor for sure. Now, as these cars come back, we'll be getting down to the grid very soon to be talking to them.
I was just thinking about what happened in the last race in the TP category especially, and it was a good start by Leon Koo, who was in pole, but Jonathan Z made sure he stayed in contact, found that space early on, and then he had to ensure that he continued to stay in front of Leon Koo, and we might be expecting the same from him this time around as well.
Well, full circuit in use, all 15 corners, 2 927-meter straights in the middle. Fans out, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A bit faster as it goes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slows down a bit. 11, 12, 13, 14 is also pretty pacey before you get onto that back straight. 10 minutes to go till the race. Look at that heat haze coming off the track. That's watching it from up here, and I'm feeling hot. Well, we're going to be talking to Papaya Pay to start off with. Arif Hanafia is with one of the guys.
All right, guys, now I'm down here with Arif Hanafia, sitting pretty down here, but the situation, I have to be frank with you, like, right now you're third overall, but the fight between third and fourth is very, very tight between you and your competitor out there. So, what's the plan, man?
The plan is just to stay consistent for race 1 and also race 2. Hopefully we can collect some points as much as we want. And last but not least, making the team happy, man, with all the hard work. Yeah.
Of course, when you look at this season around, when you look at the TP category, there's not really that many competitors out there. There's only about 5 to 6 cars in contention throughout the whole season. But does that make matters easier, or is it harder for you to actually be more competitive? Granted, you're against top guys that you got Leon Koo, you got Jonathan Z out there.
For me, I think these people, they have been here for a very long time in this race. For me, experience-wise for them, I think they have more. But I'll still, try my best to do the best for this weekend, so.
And of course, the fact that this is race number 1, you still have another race happening tomorrow. So it's just about being a better driver out here and trying to maintain that consistency and that performance throughout the whole weekend.
Of course, just trying to maintain consistent and trying to make the team happy. That's pretty much about it. Just trying to go for it, stay focused. Santai tetap bantai.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, good luck to you. Hopefully, we're able to see you on the podium later on and tomorrow as well. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, gents, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mio. It has got to be tough coming into a championship where all the drivers know each other very, very well. It's almost like a family atmosphere. And Arif, I guess that's the, the number one attitude you can take to it, which is just try your best as you can. He's not the second on the grid, so, his real test is going to be Leon Koo, as he has been for everybody.
Yeah, and same can be said for Hafiz Kamarudin, car number 100, who is also making his debut this season, coming up against the likes of Leon, Jonathan Z, and even in the TP category, you have Chiao, you have Ken. All these guys have been doing it year after year.
Yeah.
So perhaps nothing to lose mentality, but giving it your all. Like what Arif said, also trying to make the team as happy as possible, following
I think the hard work comment in there was good to hear as well, because you do get to see just the drivers in the car. Sometimes we get to see, like as we saw the celebrations from the privateer team earlier on, which gives you an idea of how much work they put in, but they do put a lot of work in to keeping these cars going, because these cars don't respond like F1 cars and other cars. And now we're going to be chatting to the current leader and actually, to be honest, champion-elect of TP2, Chow Tek Seong, for our engineering.
Car number 11 for the TP2 category. Of course, you're watching race 1, round 4. Just to let you guys know, once again, I'm here with Jason. Jason, how do you feel about the race today? This is, of course, we are almost close to the finishing line already because it's towards the end of the season. What do you think about your race today?
I think
nervous, happy.
last round. So I have the comfortable ranking now. So I hope I can maintain the position until the checkered flag.
Yes, of course. It has been a challenging season as well. Do you think you have taken a lot of things to learn, benda nak belajar untuk improve for your next MTCC season?
Yeah, of course. A lot of things need to learn because this car is my first season for try the drive. A lot of things need to improve again.
Definitely, of course. Do you see like a little challenge? Do you rasa macam akan ada kesusahan ke nanti masa race hari ni?
Yeah, of course. The car 55 is beside me. So I hope I can maintain the position.
Okay, I hope we will see you up on the podium, definitely. Good luck for your race. I wish you all the best. Back to Nick and Jimin.
Well, he said he wants to be comfortable and stay up at the front. I mean, he can't be assaulted in that position, right?
Definitely not. But the trump card here, Chief, is Kanurata. Because while Chiao did win both races in round 1, Ken stormed back to win both races in round 2, and he did not participate in round 3.
Yeah,
so he was
shame.
probably watching from afar.
Yeah. Maybe he had another commitment on.
Yeah.
But the fact is, yeah, that's an opportunity gone. Because, wow, if he turned up in round 3 and done a double on that, that would have really put a cat amongst the pigeons.
Precisely.
So,
and there was some rivalry happening, especially in round 2. I remember these guys were in close contact. I remember Ken gesturing at Chiao to not come too close and kiss him from the back, Kaz, I mean. And so we'll get to see if that rivalry resumes today.
Oh, there is Leon Coop, looking as calm as ever. R Engineering, the most successful team in MCS and MTCC so far.
Leon, 4 victories and finishing second in the 300 kilometers.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's a fantastic record he's got this year. And that just goes to show you the inside of these cars is not like the road cars that we have. I mean, they've been literally stripped of everything that weighs anything. But that's part of race tuning. Now, the grid has cleared, which means we're either down to the 3-minute board or the 1-minute board. I think it's 3. There's the A45 again. Got a lot of straight line speed. A little bit heavy on the corners, I think. But it has done well in the past, the A45 on these tracks. As I said earlier on in the season, there are certain car types, car models, for the marks that do very well. The Honda Civic, of course, being the ultimate example. So, 3-minute board is up.
This man is a busy bee all year long. We see him racing in various championships.
Yeah, he jumps out of one car and into another one, it's true. Well, I wonder which Jonathan Z we're going to see today. Sometimes he has a troubled race.
That's exactly it. Which Jonathan Z we're going to see, because at his best, he can be an unstoppable force.
Yeah, it's amazing. But he has also had some really nightmare runs. Down to the 1-minute board. Heat haze still as hot as ever. I think it's more than 34 out there. But remember, inside the car with all the fireproofs on, as we look at Changchun Shang, you're talking upwards of 50, 52 degrees for these guys to deal with. Now, even if that's just half an hour, that is a lot of fluid that you've lost. And when you get to hour races, and of course S1Ks, we said that's 8 hours, there's a lot of body management, shall I say, that you need to think about. But on a hot day like this, important to get those fluids going. That is the number of the champion-elect, Chao Tek-seong, Jason Chow.
It's interesting, he said that this was his first year in that Toyota GR86.
Yeah.
So it's been a trial period of sorts as well, and if he intends to stick with this machine, then
look, that car has turned up in about 3 years of MCS as well, and didn't have an impact. It didn't. It was, to be honest, it was there, and you could spot it a mile off, but it just didn't have any impact. So Chao Tek-seong has taken that car, and yeah, it's delivering some decent results for the first time. Maybe we'll see more Toyota GR86s. Hafiz Kamarudin, pretty excitable for a debutant.
yeah, he produced the move of the round for me in the first round to grab that final podium spot, and doing it in a Toyota Yaris to contest against some of these perhaps more powerful cars on paper. Really a testament to his driving capabilities.
That is it. I mean, if you turned up at a touring car championship with a Kanchil or something and then actually won it, that would probably get you a lot of credit. Right, well, we are ready now for the formation lap. And then, of course, they pop up because it's a standing start. They will settle back into their grid positions before we get underway. Half an hour race, no pit stop.
Yes, no pit stop.
Because
it's a sprint race.
It's a full sprint race. So everything they're carrying on board will be it. And as I said, 30 minutes, well, you're probably looking about 12 laps, 11 laps, I would have thought. Maybe a bit more if they're lapping at 2:30. We should hear that engine din. We're literally right above. There it is. GR86 just going past your screen. There's a lot of stories that could come out of these first two cars. R Engineering and Papaya Pay.
This is where they will usually tend to pick up pace right after turn 3, all the way up to 7.
Well, looking at the very small grid, Leon Koo currently topping the standings up top, Arif Hanafi in second, Jonathan Z in third, and Changchun Shan from Bay Racing in fourth.
And Hafiz completing the grid in the TP category. In the TP2, we have Chow Tek Song in first, Kenu Rata in second, and followed by Lim Yu Han, one of the cousins, in third place.
Yeah, so there won't be a driver change. It's too short a race. So Lim Yu Han has been chosen for details. There is the GR86. As I said, you could spot it a mile off. Beautiful car. So into the second half of the track now. So it's skating around, so that's turns 7, 8, 9, 10.
I just realized, Jeev, that the reason why we have so many fans who have, of course, come to watch the MTCC, but there's also the Honda Mega Meet that's happening this weekend, and it's expected to draw about 10,000 spectators to this circuit. And there's a bunch of activities happening, including a Honda car aftermarket showcase, fan activities, pit lane grid walk, a Sunday lap parade. So we can expect an even bigger festival tomorrow as well.
Well, look, you know, anything that brings live racing fans to live races is a good thing, because, you know, in the digital age, the information age, so much has gone to HD broadcasting, which is a great thing, of course. I mean, you do get to see so much, but there is something about going to races, even if you don't get to see as much as you can, it's kind of the atmosphere of it. And the MTCC does have an atmosphere around it. So good to see people coming in. Of course, fantastic hats off to Honda for organizing that kind of interaction with them. Right, coming up to the starting grid. This is turn 14. As you can see, the shadows are pulling across the circuit now. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. It's going to be a short race, so that's not going to be that much of a significant factor, but it can be. And on that note, just before the start, there are so many great races happening today, all the way up to about 9 o'clock in the evening. Yes. Porsche Carrera Cups, Thailand Super Series. It is an absolute smorgasbord. I wanted to say that for so long on air. Smorgasbord of motorsports today.
I'll have to look it up later.
That's a Scandinavian mixed platter. But I have always wanted to say that. Right, here we go. All green at the back. Now listen to that. Well, here we go. They're off. And, oh, nice move from Hanafia.
Right away. Right off the blocks from Arif.
Wow. Well, we've seen these Mercedes make some great starts today. So Leon Koo settling into second. Johnny Z is in third. If they didn't get away cleanly, 7 cars, I would have had words with them. And that is Kenu Rata. Don't usually see him in hatchbacks or sport utility vehicles. And that's what he's in. He's a very saloon-based guy, Kenu Rata. Official start time is 4:53. Starting procedure is again under investigation.
I think that's just a formality.
Yeah, big hello to Race Control, of course, who have joined us. Now, where do we stand? Well, in this situation, these top 4 are going to be getting into it very, very soon. Leon Koo's already getting into it, having a little look on the inside of Hanafia.
this was where all the action happened in round 3.
Well, Bay Racing is actually going the fastest of all 4 of those cars right now, out of Sector 2 anyway. That's the red car at the back.
And that's Chang. Ooh, Leon Koo on turn 9.
Wow, look at that, he's through. Leon Koo is a crafty bloke.
Yeah, that was a crafty move right there.
He's done really well. And in fact, the A45 is now losing ground to all sorts of people.
So much of pressure coming not just from
Can't go left, can't go right, yeah.
Not just from Jonathan, but also Chiang.
That's a tough situation to be in for Arif.
And I think Jonathan might just get him here.
On the outside, that is just ridiculous.
Outside.
But that is a tough situation for Arif. He can't go left, he can't go right.
Stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and both the rock and the hard place seem to have greater straight line speed than him. Well, he's almost out of it. Now looking on the inside. Official race clock, as you can tell from the center of your screen, has started. That's Changchun Shang for Bay Racing just behind Arif. He's looking to have a pop now. So is Ken Rata just behind.
Wow, so Leon Koo picked up from where he started, and for Arif, it has been such an eventful first lap.
Irrepressible Leon Koo manages to get up to the front within 15 corners. Just can't be stopped. And now that he's up there, who's to say that he's not going to spend the next 27 minutes just building up a gap? Arif is back in second, still in second. No, he's in third.
He's in third, yeah. First to third in 2 turns.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy. So Johnny Z is now again focusing on one thing, which is what he always does, and that is the guy in front of him. Unfortunately, in this case, the guy in front of him is actually really fast. So that's Chow and...
Oh, that's Ken actually. Ken currently leading.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ken is currently leading, that's right.
GRs battling it out.
How about that for an advert for the GR86? Top 2 in TP2 and pulling away nicely.
It's definitely got to be a personal battle between those two, both picking up 2 wins each.
Yeah.
And yes, while Chiao has already won the championship, for Ken to perhaps try and get this win would be such a morale boost for him.
You know, in the end, it's everything and it's nothing. So you don't do everything just for one thing, which is the championship. You do it and you make sure that you get, you know, a good balanced output of stuff. And I said for them, yeah, for Ken Urata, if he can get a good result over the 2 races this weekend, that will be the last kind of R&D he needs to do. Now this is interesting because Johnny Z is having a real serious look at the lead.
Yes, and there was a deliberate ploy, I think, by Leon Koo to just
bait him.
Drag, yeah, just to drag that braking coming into turn 14 earlier.
Well, he's got the options. That's what I mean. When you've got that clear air ahead of you, you've got the options to bait the guy behind you. Johnny is actually going faster than him right now by 1/100 of a second.
Yeah, both lapping at 231s.
Look at this defending from Leon. He's slowly going left to right, cutting off that line, right, and now uses that as the wide line, comes in on the inside for turn 1. That's beautiful driving, man.
That's beautiful if you are in the lead, but if you're chasing like Z, it's already got to have some frustration that's beginning to creep in.
He's now lapping a full second faster than Leon Koo. So he's banging on the door. But Leon has been, well, if he keeps defending like that, I reckon he'd be able to do it. I still think, though, that R Engineering car is going to have enough punch in it. See, look, Leon's already started accelerating now. So he is getting faster now that he sees the threat of Jonathan Z behind him.
This was what happened in the third round. Leon allowed, Johnny allowed him, beat his time, and then found the opening. And then he was just consistent once he finds that opening. Will we see the same story unfolding here?
So far, Leon is happy to defend. So that Johnny has been going faster than him for more than a lap now. Just cannot find a way through. Up to 9 and 10.
And for Arif in third place, all he has to do is keep himself consistent, not too far behind, 1.5 seconds. He just needs to stay on the coattails of both these guys.
Yes, and see how it pans out. Because sometimes your opportunity might not be one that you make. As we found out with Ken Wu and Russell Tan earlier, it might just be right in front of you.
One that's
always having a go. Had a look on the inside, didn't work out.
Just stepped on it, Leon Koo pulling away. And again, here, deliberate, long braking.
Baiting. Johnny is looking a bit insistent here. He's looking a bit urgent. And I just think that, you know, with someone like Leon Koo, you've got to be as cool, calm, and composed as possible. But what a great fight. 0.3 of a second between them as we get to the start of lap 3.
This is exactly what we wanted to see.
At
the start of the race. A 3-horse battle. And Leon, as we all know, is a patient man. He can keep doing this for the remaining 22 minutes.
Yeah,
not
easily.
a problem.
He's done it again, shifting left to right. Cuts off that line on the outside. Very difficult person to get past Leon Koo.
Z has got to be patient and play the long game, even if it means keeping it to the final 5 minutes to launch a full-blown attack.
Patience is not the word that I would immediately put to Johnny Z. But you're right, that is something that they're going to make sure he has to do. But he also has to keep an eye on his rearview mirror because behind him, Arif Hanafi is just 1.7 seconds back. And the longer this takes for him to get past Leon Koo, if he does, means that it's just falling into Arif's hands.
Arif has actually recovered gamely since falling into third place.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready for that to be so far up front off the start. No, there are the gaps between them. It has been always under a second between these two since the beginning.
Perhaps here on 7, no, not quite.
Not yet, not yet. That's 7 and 8. 9 and 10 maybe, but having a look. Again, shut down.
Yeah, he's just coasting
beautifully
to
done.
the right, and then comes back to the racing line.
So exactly. I mean, what you're looking to do is put half of your car over the racing line at all points. So, you know, you cannot go wide in this situation because Johnny would be straight down the inside. But every turn, there he goes, he's done it again. Shuts off the line there. It shuts off the line on this side.
This is masterclass defending.
Masterclass defending. That's what it is.
Because one loose turn and that's it. Z's surpassed him.
In football terms, this is Paolo Maldini.
Yeah.
That's what it is in terms of centre back.
So far, it's been absolutely perfect from Koo. Every single turn, every single break, every single acceleration.
So now he'll go right to left, just keep it wide. Johnny's trying to go even more wide, but there he goes, right to left. And then he'll peak about here, pull it back in. And that should give him enough ground to cut on the inside and stop the inside happening. So Johnny has a good chance here if he's got straight line speed, but that's the problem. Not enough.
Not enough. It doesn't seem like it's enough.
Yeah, if you're in a Mustang right now, for example, you'd be able to...
And no surprise, in terms of lap times, they're almost identical. Johnny Z about 200th of a second faster than Leon Koo, but...
Wow. You wouldn't think it, would you?
Wouldn't think it.
When you look at both of them. But yeah, the only two cars to have broken the 227 mark. They're on 226.709 and 477 respectively. But every sector, 30, 32, 43, 39, is being matched wheel for wheel. So that's what we were saying. If Leon can keep doing this, if you can do it once, you can do it 20 times. If you can keep doing this, then this would be an incredible win for not going fast. An incredible win for just keeping your defensive measures perfect. He's done it again, left to right.
If his strategy was to take the lead early on, which he did, and then defend it, it is still quite a comprehensive game plan because there's a lot to be done.
There's a huge amount of work to be done. But if you're confident in your ability to do it, that's the thing. You should go and do it. I just think that he's actually got an extra card to play, which is that if Johnny does get past him, that our engineering Civic can still do a lot of damage. But, you know, if you don't have to press the red button, as I said earlier, then don't. Keep doing this. Because it's up to Johnny now to think, right, this guy in front of me, Leon, is basically, you know, he's owning the racing line, left and right. What does he do now? Is he going to put himself in a risky situation to try and get past? Or is he going to wait for Leon to make a mistake?
That's exactly it. There's so many permutations that probably is going through Z's mind right now.
And it's the impetuousness that's going to get me. I just think that Z's going to think he can do it. Meanwhile, in TP2, Ken Urata and Jason Chow are 0.7 of a second between them.
Equally as tight.
Talking of masterclass defending, look who's defending now. Ken Urata. So we've got two amazing defenders that are out there. This is like Greece winning the European Cup. Two amazing defenders that are out there that are both leading their categories through nothing but sword and shield. Look at that.
That's what Ken does best, right, Jeeves?
That's what Ken does best. And he actually does it in a slower car as well, so he's probably got a lot more response. Now, look at that. He's out wide. He's out on the inside. But everywhere that Jason Chow goes, he is there. Look how close he is as well. That's close enough to have a pop on 15.
Yeah,
that's definitely close enough to have a pop on 15.
700 of a second between both, but you can't even tell. Wow, will he try and take him on the outside? He needs more speed.
In all my years of doing this, there are about 3 people I've seen that managed to pull that off, go and take on the
coming
outside.
into the final bend, right?
It's just, the pull, the G-force on that bend as you come around it is one thing, but it's very difficult to do. You know,
and it's a risky move because if not, you might just find yourself on the gravel.
You find yourself on the gravel, but you also need to have the power to push around the outside. So generally speaking, the inside line is the one to take. You can go outside on turn 1 easily because the G-forces pull you into turn 2 anyway. So, but he's still behind him. Still 0.5 a second behind. .545 in fact.
And Lim Yu-han, our debutant from the last round, trailing about 11 seconds. I guess for him it's a lesson in TP2. He was talking about racing in TP1, or rather TP, but not just yet.
Yeah.
It needs more
you
track
need to
time.
blood these people in. You know, you need to give them as much experience as possible on this track. At the level that they're comfortable with, and then kind of push them through. There he is, Lim Yu-han. Well. That is a track limits warning for him. Turn 8. That's the one before the big hill. Yeah. Johnny having a look on the outside again, and I'm going to say that this is, again, going to be left to right. There you go. He's pulling away.
Yeah, he is. Slowly but surely. And even Z has pulled away from Arif.
Yeah, that's
Arif is lapping a whole second slower.
That's one output that we didn't think about, which is that both of them fight so fast that Arif gets left in the dirt, and he kind of has. He's out on his own right now, actually, Arif and Afia. 2 seconds either side.
Yeah, 2 seconds trailing Z.
There's Hafez for 55.12. In 5th at the moment. Chang Xiang for Bay Racing. Did he have a spot of bother at 15?
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Just cut it too close to the curb.
Yeah, and I think he's left a bit of dust on there, but that's not going to be looked at all. So roughly past the halfway mark for this race. Yeah, Leon is definitely pulled away. Patient as always, waited for his time, and I wonder how that makes Johnny feel. The fact that he tried his best, he pushed him at least 4 or 5 times, but then the guy just took off anyway.
Looking at Leon, even if he's not in a race car, if I were to see him in any other setting, I would immediately assume that he's a patient man, because he has that look and aura about him. And this is just evident of it.
I actually understand what you're saying. He does look like that kind of guy. You'd expect to see him helping an old woman across the road or something, right?
And he is like that. He always talks about his competitors and lavishes praise on them rather than talk about his own performance, which I think is so refreshing.
That's infuriating. That's frustrating.
This is infuriating. What he's doing.
This is infuriating, yeah. And to be honest, if you're going to do anything infuriating, it should be your skill and talent.
Yeah.
But look at that. He's really pulled away. He's at, well, last time we checked in, it was 1.1. This looks like more than 1.1 now.
Yeah, Johnny not so close.
Well, I wonder what Johnny's plan is, because if Leon wins this, surely he's won the championship, right?
There's been a warning for Johnny Z, Jeev. He's been given a warning to...
You know, I actually saw that on turn 1. I saw him go 1 and turn 9.
And he's got to be wary about that, because if we remember correctly, he was slapped with a 30-second penalty in the previous rounds.
Johnny has lost a lot of races and titles because of the odd, you know, infringement that's come up. But yes, he was pushing track limits.
So perhaps that's why he's slowed down just
Maybe,
a little bit. The communication has came in that you just got to...
Well, he certainly doesn't want to, you know, get rid of everything he's got now. I mean, he's got 12 points in the bag right now. That's got to help a little bit. I think if you can safely get to #1 position, brilliant. But if you can't, yeah, you should lay off.
Yeah, at the very least, he's solidified second spot in the overall championship.
It is such a tough decision to, you know, future over present, to think about what you could get and what you got now and how to save it. And I don't think there are many people on the planet in any kind of discipline or sport or whatever that will 100 times out of 100 times make that decision well. Leon is Iceman, basically, in Top Gun. He doesn't make a mistake.
Absolutely ice cool.
Doesn't make a mistake. And, you know, he was under pressure for the first 2-3 laps of this race.
And this Honda has been absolutely immaculate. It has just run like clockwork.
Yeah. Clockwork is the only word you can use. And, you know, our engineering has a way of getting Honda Civics up to that level, but yeah, anybody that owns a car, and that's of course everybody is watching, knows there are some cars that just come together perfectly. You know, whether it's your car at home or whatever, there's some cars you just trust and you just know they're an extension of your own body. Now, TP2, still, oh no, Jason Chow's got ahead of him.
That's a big change. Jason Chow in front. We did not see that. We were so focused on the TP.
We didn't see it, but Ken's got to be furious. He's got to be absolutely furious that his defense. It was on the home straight. That's what I mean. On the home straight, you can take your chance. It's the same car, though. So, you know, you've got to really watch it. And then cuts in. Oh!
Yeah, brilliant move by Jason.
Earliest time you can cut in. Then you've got to make sure that the switchback works for you. He did well.
Yeah, so there was a two-part execution, right? On turn 1 and then on the switchback.
Now, for the last 10 minutes, which is roughly 5 laps, it's Jason's turn to defend. And I'll be honest with you, he's not that bad. I don't think he's as good as Ken Urata when it comes to defending. But I don't think Ken Urata is as good at attacking as Jason is. So very, very interesting and fascinating matchup we've got happening right now in TP2. And as you can see, there is 0.008 of a second between them. It's a touch. Oh,
there was a touch. And another.
Jason Chow's been bumped out twice by Ken Urata, and that is not going to go down well with race control. I'll tell you that.
That was the rivalry we spoke of earlier, Jeev. It has resumed.
Yeah,
it has resumed.
Who's going to be gesturing to who now? Dude, we might even get a full course yellow off this. Well, he started up and he's on his way. Doesn't look like there's much debris because Jason killed all the speed off that. It's just logged up on our computer now.
Sunday investigation.
I have to say, though, for civic responsibilities, only 3 cars in this category and 2 of them hit. This was not needed. The second touch was not needed.
Yeah, Ken's gonna...
The second touch was completely intentional, Ken.
Ken's gonna find himself in a bit of trouble.
Ken, I'm your biggest fan, but that second touch looked intentional. First one looked like it was down to braking.
So we'll wait for confirmation from race control, but I'm sure there's going to be...
I said that might come in a little bit. Right now, though, we're going to take a little break. Do stick with us for the end of this race.
The ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hungkop Tire.
And welcome back to the MTCC TP category. We are in the final 6 minutes of this enthralling encounter here as we see Leon Koo continue to assert his dominance over Jonathan Z. It's been a masterclass performance from Leon Koo, still maintaining that distance almost 1 second. In fact, Johnny Z has done well to reduce the deficit, but just by a little. That's because he was lapping a second, almost a second faster than Leon Koo. But this man, currently in the driving seat to cement this championship in the TP category. This Singaporean experience has shown throughout this season, and despite being given intense competition from his countrymen, Leon Koo has not wilted a single bit. And I've also got confirmation that we have a drive-through penalty for Kenurata. That was because of that collision earlier with Chiao Tek Song. So that would mean that Chiao will consolidate victory in the TP2 category. And there's confirmation for the drive-through penalty for Kenurata down at turn 14. Just as they came through the bend at turn 14, it was a double bump from the Japanese. And it did not take long for race control to determine that penalty for Kenurata. Ken obviously sat out round 3 and came back for this round. He had done well in round 2, won both the races. But looking like he might have to settle for second spot, possibly even third spot. And so while Ken is currently in the lead, he will have that drive-through penalty to contend with.
Yeah, that is tough. It was coming though.
It was coming.
And that's what I mean. One instance and all that good work has gone down the tubes. But
we wonder though what happened to Chiao, because he's currently in third and 19 seconds behind.
That spin could have done all sorts of damage, to be honest.
Yes.
To the car itself. It was a slow spin, but still, cars do not need... This is the stop and go. which is dangerous anyway because he's got to slow down for it. Now, we're coming up to the business end. There you go. Slowed down to pit lane speeds. That's your punishment. That's your penalty. And Jason is now going to go straight past him on the straights.
Yes, he will. He will get past
Look
him.
at that difference. You don't ever get to see the difference in speed between the pit lane and the track itself. So Ken has served his punishment. Now, what can he do in 1.5 laps? Not much, to be honest. Lim Yuhan is actually up front.
Yes. Again, this is a situation that Yuhan would have never thought about. Similar to what happened in the MTC.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
And all it took was a commercial break.
The fate of the underdog. As we said, we actually said it earlier, some opportunities are not of your own making. This is what it's all about. Something Ken Urata did, knocked on, literally, and has put the two front runners out of joint, shall we say.
But Jason's not having any of it. He's intent on trying to catch up.
He's not going to catch. He's 6 seconds behind. He can't. I mean, he would love to, but if he can do that in 1 lap, well, he's got to.
Never chief. We have
True,
over 2
true.
minutes.
He's got to lap at 2:30 if he's going to do it. And that is, for me, a little bit out.
Well, currently he's lapping faster than Lim.
He is.
Second faster.
But that's just, I said that's going to get him 5 seconds back. He's got to, if he's going to push it, he's going to push it. But I think that Lim Yuhan has dived into the swamp and come up with a tiara. That's Leon Koo, who's now a full 2.5 seconds ahead of Johnny Z.
Yes, he's definitely pulled away.
And this, remember, will be in 1 minute and 55 seconds. This will be his title.
Yes, this will be his title. He will have that unassailable lead.
That's got to feel good. In 1.5 minutes, you're going to suddenly be the champion. All that stands between you and it are, what, 6 corners. That is Chang Chun Shan from Bay Racing.
And so Leon Koo, who is currently on 105 points, would find himself on 120 points. And there's no way nobody could catch him.
Nobody's going to catch him. So champion-elect is about to become champion for TP. Chow Taek-seong should keep it even in second, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chow Taek-seong has already won the championship.
But
so
yeah, so cemented for sure.
Cemented.
So 2 champions are coming in to the Parc Fermé. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the last lap coming up now, based on the timings. Leader +1. I'm sure we'll get a shot of that as well. Yes. I think that is it. Yep, so this should be the last lap. So 15 corners away. And the way he's been driving, whether there's anyone behind him or in front of him, he just keeps to that line religiously. I bet for him it's probably just going to be a feeling now. And you just get round a fast lap. 2:27 was his last lap. He's put in a 2:26. The fastest actually we've seen is from Johnny Z, 2:25.
2:25, yeah.
9:35. I said 2:24s are fast, man. They're really fast. That is Arif Onafia, who's done well enough. He's 7 seconds back. He's in third, but pretty much isolated drive right now.
Yeah, Arif done well since dropping behind his consolidated third spot.
And he'll always have that memory about jumping to the front off the start. That was fun.
For about 15 seconds.
For about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but he's left Chiang far away. Left him in the dust.
And all in all, I have to say, and there still is another race to run tomorrow, of course, but the A45 has at least proved it can fight amongst the top the top contenders. I still have to say, though, that the Honda Civic just is hats above everybody else when it comes to all-round stability and speed output. Well, if I'm right, based on timing, Leon should be getting to that start line pretty soon.
Wow, Lim Yu Han has now seen his lead chopped to just 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, we've just been told that actually he's coming to the last lap now. So, a stretched out race for sure. And I think it came down to those 20 seconds. If he crossed the line 20 seconds later, or earlier, then that would have been the last lap. So he's definitely onto his final lap now, which means that Lim Yu Han might actually have some trouble.
Yes.
That's down to 3 seconds
because
now.
Chiao is getting faster. He's just lapped a whole second faster than...
Well, the only thing that could put a cherry on this race would be if both of them were, you know, literally down to a photo finish on the finish line, which would be amazing.
It could well come down to that.
It could do. It all depends on how fast Lim Yu Han goes now.
Yeah, Jason has been so consistent. One whole second faster on a 2:36. He's chopped that lead to just below 3.5 seconds.
Kanurata is safely in third. That, I guess, is the good thing about having a category that only has 3 contestants in it. I mean, you're guaranteed a bronze if you finish. And he did at least have an impactful, you know, significant contribution to this race, which was the double touch. Johnny Z up at 7, that is. 8, 9, and 10. That's how close he is to Leon right now.
Well, all in all, Z has done really well as well.
I think he has.
You know, he's made this a competitive affair. It is made for a compelling watch.
And he's tried his best, and that's what he does, you know, a lot of. Usually, Johnny, as I said, he either has a good race or a bad race, but it's never up to him. It's usually some situation that's turned up from the car. So it is good to see him finish. It's good to see him in second as well.
Yes, it's good to see him finish because, like you mentioned, he's had car trouble.
He's had a lot of car trouble, yeah.
And in this race, I don't think he was even given the opportunity to take a risk because that opportunity never came. He wasn't close enough.
As merciless as it sounds, Leonku is one of those guys that'll just cut off your best. And Johnny did try everything to get past his car.
Yes, he did. To be fair to him, he did in the earlier
That's all you can ask for. I mean, that's all you can ask for. So this is going to be the cigar for Leonku as he comes around turn 15. The undisputed champion of TP1.
Undisputed, calm, composed, full of class.
There it is. There's the checkered flag for them.
And just collected his 5th victory of the season.
Which is amazing because he can only make 8 for the whole season. So 5 out of 8 is good. He could make it 6 out of 8 tomorrow. Well done, Leon. Ended up 3.9 seconds ahead of Johnny Z.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Jostling for positions.
That is right to the death. But it's not going to be Hafez.
Jiang doing just enough.
Chang with some last-minute defending there right at the end. And that's the TP category done. Meanwhile, look who it is that's popped up at the front of TP2.
Chief is almost just down to 2 seconds.
The tail of the underdog. One more lap is all Jason Chow would have needed. There he is. You can see him at the back. That is frustrating. That is frustrating. You could write a Brad Pitt F1 movie just based on that.
Doing all he can, Jason.
I wonder what Jason thinks about, because it wasn't his fault he got hit. It was Ken Rata that bumped him. That put him out.
Words with Ken once they exit the cars after this.
But if Jason had just taken maybe 10 seconds quicker to start his car up, he'd be winning now.
He'd be him in front.
That's how the cookie crumbles. There's not much we can do about it.
So Lim Yu Han looks to have done just about enough.
Yeah, he just, now just don't look in your mirror, just keep driving, because that's going to look scary to you in your rearview mirrors, but actually you should do it. Just keep Your head on your shoulders.
We spoke about sharks earlier. There is a shark in car number 11.
There's a shark
hunting
waiting.
down its prey.
This is the seal that keeps jumping left and right. Now, last chance for Jason's going to be some very late braking. I mean, very late. I don't think he's going to risk it. I think he's going to be happy. Well, he's trying. No, he's having a look. He's not going to get him. I think he was going to try that outside
Yeah, he
move
thought about it and then...
For a while, he was trying it. If it was a car that was less powered than yourself, I'd say, but if it's exactly the same car,
Well,
no.
we wanted a photo finish. We almost got it.
Almost got it.
Well done to Lim Yuhan.
Very close. And there comes Ken Urata in the end. That's done.
Okay, last car, check it out. Kawin Lima.
Well done, Leon Koop. Saying that for the 5th time this year.
Yeah, I think if there is a lesson for a turbo class for aspiring drivers, they just have to look at this race and see how it's done.
Yeah, this was, again, almost like the first race we watched, a pretty good standout example of what MTCC is all about.
A lesson in how to regain your lead and a lesson in how to defend it and stay cool and stay composed.
Yeah, if you've got those two things sorted out, regain the lead and defend it, you're halfway there. Watch your head, mate.
How many
Number
times
1.
have we seen him do that? 5 to be precise.
5 to be precise. Possibly 6 tomorrow.
Possibly 6.
I think we're going to have to wait a little while for that winner's interview. Johnny Z, how's he looking? Happy as always, I'm guessed. He's parked pretty close to that, isn't he? He's certainly going to get a ticket for that. Whatever you say about Johnny Z, he's brought such headlines and stories to this championship since he started driving out of Singapore. I'm talking for many years now as well. For the last 5 years, Johnny Z has always brought a story with him. First, second, and third in Parc Fermé.
And there's Arif would be
Very
satisfied,
happy.
yeah, with a 3rd place finish.
See, if you're your debut, you've started up, you know, you're in a car that is under great scrutiny anyway.
And to have a mentor like Fadzil Alang, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, that's true.
That's job well done.
You know, the other thing that happens with drivers, they turn up at this championship, they never leave. I have a funny feeling Arif's going to be around for a while. Johnny Z is actually a classic example of that when he turned up 5 years ago. And he is not only not left, but he's set his sights very high on winning pretty much everything if he can. Well, the last 2 cars are coming into Parc Fermé. Now let's get down and hear from the winners.
Undefeated champion for our TP category, Leon Koo. Congratulations, Leon. This was an amazing race. Of course, you got 5 out of 8 races for now. We will see tomorrow's race as well later. Yes, but tell us about the starting grid. Tell us about the starting race, because there was a bit of a hiccup there. You dropped down for a bit to 2nd place before you gain back the momentum.
The AMG have a better pickup and a better torque, and our competitor is getting stronger. So never be complacent. Okay, I will still have to work hard, and I will fight for it tomorrow.
You'll fight for it tomorrow. Of course, it comes down to tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the final race of the season. Now tell us, will we see you for MTCC 2027 perhaps? And what do you think about your competitors?
I'm waiting for my financial controller. My wife is the financial controller.
But seeing how you did so far for this season, of course, everybody will be waiting to compete with the undefeated champion as well next year. So we do want you back on the track. We do want to see the competition. We want to see all the action. Any final words for some of our viewers?
No. Thanks to our engineering, the team. They prepared the car well, and I didn't did well on the practice session, but qualifying was good, and I hope I can do better tomorrow. Never be complacent.
Definitely.
Competitor is getting stronger now.
Never be too confident as well. But that is certainly proven to you. You always find a way to come back up. Our champion, Leon Koo, for our TP category. Right now, back to Nick and G.
The guy is infuriating. He's infuriating. Let's have a look at the results. Leon Koo up top, and our champion now, Johnny Z in second, Arif Hanafi in third, Chiang Chun Chang in fourth, and Mohammed Hafiz Kamarudin in fifth for TP1.
And Lim Yuhan getting a historic moment for himself, finishing atop. Chiao Tek Song, despite his best efforts, would settle for second place, and that leaves Kanurata in third.
Or you could even say despite Kinurata's best efforts, because...
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look back at what was a great TP1, TP2 race. The sun maintained its intensity. It was about 34, 35 degrees on track. And once we got started, well, it was an incredible start for Arif Hanafi especially, who once again took the lead, but not for very long. Leon Koo, the swift move up at 10, took it very easily, and you'd never look back. Johnny Z also went through then. And after that, it was all about defending. In fact, this race was about the fundamentals of defending, and it was Kanurata on one side in TP2. It was Leon Koo in second, and really, Johnny Z tried everything he could to get past him. It just didn't work out for him today. Solid output from Bay Racing, who would end up finishing in fourth. And once Jason Chow did manage to get ahead of Kanurata, then he also put in a fantastic display until this happened. One kiss, fine. Second? No. How can that be? Intentionally ruled by race control, and Kanurata would pick up a stop-and-go penalty for that. In fact, it was drive-through or stop-and-go. There it is. But you can see that Chiao Tek Song takes the lead, but not the ultimate lead. In the end, the debutant Lim Yuhan would win TP2, and Leon Koo would pick up his 5th win out of 8 races this year. It's a spectacular statistic, and hopefully he gets to make it 6 tomorrow. This is Lim Yuhan coming through for his win. Winning on your debut, not a bad start. Well, after something like that, we're waiting for tomorrow, and tomorrow cannot come soon enough. Right now, it is goodbye from the commentary box. Thanks for everyone for joining us today. Nick, I'll see you tomorrow for Race 2s.